agents, we've got High Court writ. I'd like to sort this out face to face. Don't do this again.
£12 billion is owed to people and businesses in the UK.
There is money owed and it has to be paid.
This will get paid, or I will take goods.
When all other attempts to settle a debt have failed,
What's that?
Stand back then, we'll come in either way.
cases can end up at the High Court,
Nothing can conquer the writ.
where a judgment commands enforcement officers to recover what's owed or get property back.
Don't know how many squatters are inside.
Let's go.
A High Court writ
All checking desks are going to be closed until this matter's resolved.
gives agents the authority to enter unlocked homes and businesses
We are inside the unit.
and to seize and sell property
If you think we're doing something illegal, call the police.
to finally get debts paid.
I like using the law to get the money back.
£56,000 and 76 pence outstanding.
In these difficult times,
It's not my first rodeo. I'm going to give you a chance to pay this.
agents find ways for people to clear their debts.
We're not there to bully, we're there to help.
But every day,
Call the police now.
they face aggression
Things are getting more hostile.
and abuse as they try to settle debts
Gonna have to take a trip to the bank.
that no one else can.
I have a High Court writ. It's not rubbish, it's the law. Forward this.
Since 2021, the UK has seen a 300% rise in people living in commercial buildings without permission. Most of these incidents involve rough sleepers with nowhere else to go. But there are some squatters who adopt the unlawful lifestyle and live rent-free. Enforcement agent Scott is en route to an office building spread over 5 floors that's been occupied by squatters.
As the years go on, they have become more and more organised. You'll get squats where they will barricade, they'll resist an eviction. Yeah, they are getting harder and harder.
Living in a non-residential property without permission is not considered a crime. So owners have to take civil proceedings to evict. But it could be a crime if the squatters cause any damage to the building or refuse to leave when told by a court.
Worst case is we smash through the door with our equipment. If they refuse to leave, then we do have the power to physically remove them.
Scott served this group of squatters an order for possession 2 weeks ago, but they are still refusing to leave.
Not too sure how many is inside, but could be potentially up to 30.
Experienced squatters will use all the tricks of the trade to avoid being evicted. So Scott will have his work cut out clearing a 5-storey building. He's requested 9 extra agents to help gain access.
If these squatters do know that we're coming and they do want to resist, we have to take considerable amount of officers as well to match their numbers to evict safely.
Hello? Hello? Someone will take. Hold on, Bill, let me just see if I can speak to her, yeah? Yeah. Hello? Will you open the door for us, please, yeah? Got High Court writ, you're being evicted this morning.
Scott has spotted someone inside.
You need to open the door. We'll stand back then, we'll come in either way. Go on, Bill, let's go.
We don't know who they are, so we don't know who we're going to be evicting, how many's inside, until we actually gain entry. Things are getting more hostile. People may use a weapon to try to prevent themselves from leaving.
Oh, okay, yeah. There you go.
They may have breached the front door, but the agents have multiple floors to try and clear before they can reclaim the building.
Yeah.
Alright, it's gone.
High Court writ orders enforcement agents to demand payment or seize goods to settle a debt. These writs often involve high-value debts with significant legal and financial implications for the debtor, making them one of the most challenging writs to enforce. High Court Enforcement Agent Lewis has been collecting these types of debt for over 10 years.
I think to do this job now, you have to have a level of empathy, and you also have to be quite assertive at the same time. Otherwise, people will walk all over you, especially with myself, how I have got a stammer. It's quite easy for people to pick holes in it. They've just got to roll with the punches and not let it affect you.
Today, Lewis has been commanded by the High Court to recover over £216,000 from a football agent and his wife, who owe the money to an ex-Premier League player. It's a huge debt, and one that would significantly impact the livelihood of anyone, even someone who might have earned lots of money in their career.
They're here. I'm just going to have to go here.
Lewis spots a woman who might be the debtor getting into a car on the driveway.
Oh, you're on behalf of the High Court. Is it okay if I have a quick chat with you, please? It is in regards to an unpaid debt owed to that gentleman there. There's an outstanding amount of £216,000, £526. Can you pay it on a card?
I can't speak right now because I'm being filmed. I don't feel very comfortable.
If it isn't paid, then we would have to take items. I'm afraid it is a live High Court writ.
Okay, all right then. That's up to yourselves, but I'm just going to remove myself from this situation.
Putting a clamp on the card, but move it away, cat. Okay.
Lewis attempts to talk to the debtor again about the money owed.
I'd have to get my lawyer involved because I'm not sure how to handle the situation.
There's a live High Court writ. There's an amount of £216,526.24. If that can't get paid, but we would be looking at taking the car. Now, is the car on HP at all?
No.
No, it's not. Okay. Well, would you like to call your legal advice first?
Recorded.
Okay. Bear with me. Is it okay if I have a quick look?
The debtor shows Lewis a document which could have an impact on the High Court writ.
Okay. Could you actually email it us over, please? Yeah. Could you email Flock? I'll give you an email address. Cheers. So, cheers, guys.
No.
No, I haven't had any of that yet. Obviously, I've only got the live High Court writ. I'll call our office and I'll just come back on over, okay? So I've just had a chat to the persons who owe the debt, and they have actually had a set-aside order from the court from yesterday.
A set-aside order can be applied for by the defendant in court. If approved, the writ goes back to the claim stage. It does not mean the debt disappears. If no evidence can be shown that the debt isn't owed, agents can be ordered back to recover the money.
So I'm just going to have to check with our office.
Coming up, Alex is on the hunt for a landlord in debt.
Do you know why I'm here?
Lewis finds out if he can enforce the £216,000 writ.
Tell us if it's in relation to this case.
And Scott confronts the squatters.
Why didn't you just open the door then?
Enforcement agent Scott has pulled together a 9-man team to help evict 30 squatters who are refusing to leave a 5-storey commercial building.
I don't understand why you never ever open the door.
They have gained access to the building.
Yes, yeah. Get some people upstairs for me. Are you all in here? Are you all across the building? Lads, we want to go to the top. Yeah. To the top, yeah.
His priority now is to enforce the writ and evict everyone inside.
Why didn't you just open the door then? It just makes it so much more simpler. Got High Court writ, you're being evicted this morning.
There's up to 30 people in the building that Scott and his team need to find and evict.
Someone at the back here. Some squatters will try to tell me that I can't do what I'm doing because I haven't got the right paperwork or the right court process hasn't happened. That's never the case. So I stuck the writ on the door at 5:20 on the 20th.
May I?
Okay, yeah.
Well, I wish I knew what happened with that.
Well, obviously someone's walked past and pulled it off. Once they realise that their resistance isn't going to work, they normally then start to realise that they have no choice. Yeah, can you get someone with Bill, please, yeah?
Come down.
Yeah, they're on their way.
Doing our best to get out.
Yeah.
I don't know if this thing's upstairs still.
Yeah, but I don't really want you going back upstairs. In a lot of squats, the buildings are damaged quite badly. Anything they can steal, sometimes it goes into tens of thousands of pounds. Unfortunately, the landlords are left to foot the bill. Get a few more people in here to get this out quicker, okay? Yeah. They are cooperating. They'll be moving all their goods now. Whilst they cooperate like this, we'll just facilitate them getting all their goods, and we'll do it to make sure that they're not going to mess around. So we've got people all around the building to make sure that no one goes where they shouldn't.
Scott needs to check every inch of the property. Squatters can hide and wait until the agents have left the building.
I'm just going to have a little walk around to see what else is going on. Well, I think we've still got about 15 to 20 in here, haven't we? There's quite a lot in here still, so I think there would have been most probably 25, 30 here at the beginning. The order tells me that I have to take back vacant possession. It doesn't tell me really that I have to allow any amount of time for them to do what they're doing now. So technically I could be getting them to leave without their goods. It seems pointless doing because it would then create a problem which at the moment we don't have, unless they were to start changing their attitude. Yeah, it's messy, they've not looked after it. It can cost tens of thousands of pounds for a large building once it's squatted. The loss of revenue in tenants, it can be a substantial amount of money. Yeah, it's dirty, there's a lot of rubbish. I'm not too sure how long they've been here. So they've built themselves a bath to try and keep clean. They've been helping themselves to the cables.
You guys clear up there? Yeah, go on. So if you just do one last sweep, and make your way down, we'll sweep each floor.
Despite the presence of 30 squatters over multiple floors, Scott and the team have cleared the building.
Did you see their barricade diagram? If you look downstairs, yeah, it's quite interesting.
What, the front door?
Yeah, they've got a diagram explaining how to secure it. It's been a good day today, in and out within an hour. You can't not be happy really today.
Back up north.
I've just got to check if this is relevant to this case.
Lewis is trying to recover over £216,000 from a football agent and his wife, which is owed to an ex-Premier League footballer.
Set aside order. But I'm not too sure if it's for this or if it's for a different case regarding to this debt. I've just got to call the office and see what they think.
Lewis is investigating the debtor's claim that the High Court writ has a set-aside order in place, which would legally stop Lewis from recovering any money.
I'm actually on that high value court writ. They have got a set-aside order, the same, from yesterday. Could you tell us if it's in relation to this case? Once someone's in a significant amount of debt, they are quite long in the tooth in the debt avoidance game, and they can try to say anything to get out of paying. We do have to find the facts out whilst we are trying to recover the amount owed. We're actually okay. We can still take goods. Cheers, Anne. So thanks. Thanks, bye.
The office confirms the set-aside order is unrelated to the writ Lewis has with him today, so he can go ahead with the enforcement.
Hi, yes. So I've actually been told that the High Court writ is live, so we would either need to try and get it paid, or we would look to take the car, I'm afraid.
Still unable to pay, the debtor puts Lewis in touch with her legal team.
I'm actually here with the live writ. I've actually just gave them a copy. They would have been written to about 2 weeks back.
The lawyer tells Lewis they have not received anything from the High Court.
Right, well, obviously if you want to take that up with the court afterwards, you can, but it won't affect anything right now, I'm afraid.
He also tells Lewis the debtor can't pay the amount that is owed.
Okay, what can you guys pay? Zero, right. We would actually need a significant payment, otherwise we would have to take the car, I'm afraid. Isn't there anything you guys can do? No. Even if I give you a bit of time? No? Right, okay. Well, if that's the case, like I understand, what is the time now, please? It's 9:10. I'll hold action until 9:30. Like if anything does change.
The debtor's car could sell for up to £10,000, but will still leave over £200,000 owed to the claimant.
If you haven't got a quite large down payment by 9:30, I would have to call in a truck to take the car, okay?
Down on the south coast, Alex is hunting down a landlord who's named on a High Court writ. His pub owes over £1,700 to one of its suppliers.
It's not trading. It looks as though it's under some kind of refurbishment, or they're doing some work on it, but doesn't look like it's somewhere that anyone's trading.
Only just starting to recover from the pandemic, the hospitality sector has been dealt another blow by the cost of living crisis.
Definitely looks like it's not been trading for a while, but you never know with these things, you never know.
More than 400 pubs in England and Wales closed their doors in 2024.
So, looks like we just have to leave a letter here, though.
Huge amounts of debt are now owed to suppliers in the industry.
There is a secondary address in the local area that we're going to now.
There is a man also named on the writ, so Alex can attend their residential address and can seize assets owned by him to repay the debt.
Hello there. Do you know why I'm here?
No, I don't.
You don't? Okay.
Back in Cheshire,
we have been instructed to take items if it isn't paid, I'm afraid.
Lewis is trying to enforce a high-value writ of over £216,000. He's given the debtor a cut-off point to raise the money owed. Otherwise, he will take the car to help towards settling the debt.
Like, as the car's only worth about 10k, that's a rough estimate. We would have to take goods out of the house as well. So obviously, this is the time where he'd have to pay, because once I've called in for trucks and things, it's actually too late. You just have to try and adapt as the situation develops and try to leverage anything you can to try and get as much paid as possible.
While waiting to see if the debtor comes up with some form of payment, Lewis gets an update from the office.
They've contacted the claimant, who has advised they would like us to take the car due to no payments been made. So yeah, it's the only goods that we can get our hands on right now. Oh, you love. So have you raised any cash?
No.
Okay, well, we are going to take the car also. So I'm going to have to obviously do an inventory and stuff. I'll post everything in to the door, but we would have to come back, obviously, as that car won't touch anywhere near what's owed, I'm afraid. Okay.
I use the car for work.
There unfortunately isn't actually there like anyone who can help you with any sort of payment, because obviously I really don't want to take the car, but I'll have to.
I'm going to work to go home with it.
Right, yeah, cool, understand that. We'd have to take the car then, I'm afraid.
I don't know, I don't have any money, no.
Right, okay then, well, if you can't pay, I understand, but we will have to take the car, okay? All right, cheers then, thank you. I've had debts, everyone has debts, it just comes down to how you deal with those debts, not putting your head in the sand. Once you have the winch on board, I'll take off that wheel lock once the winch is on. Yeah, just in case she tries to reverse it down quickly. The car will be held for at least 1 week, and then the car would be took to an open auction to try and raise as much cash as we can to try and offset the debt.
If the debtor refuses to come up with a payment plan, Lewis will return to take goods from the house. But next time, it might not just be goods they'll be looking to sell.
The claimant may even choose to put a charging order against the house, which could force the sale of the house to pay off the debt and the fees.
Coming up, Lewis makes an unsociable call to a social club.
Where do we go from here now?
We could drill the locks to take goods if it isn't paid.
And Scott has a dangerous eviction involving the police.
It'll be upstairs where the lights were.
There's an unpaid drinks bill. Are you aware of this?
Yes.
Right, what's happening with it?
Back in Brighton, Alex has identified a landlord whose pub owes money to one of its drink suppliers.
There's an amount of £2,275 that's they've taken you to court. There's now a High Court writ been issued for the recovery of the money. To you individually.
Okay, they haven't even told me. I had no idea about it. I spoke to them all when the company went bust.
Right.
I said I had personal liabilities on various ones.
Yeah.
I was just letting the pub, and then it would create an income.
Right.
Basically gets the money and it'd be paid off like that, and they said fine, along with the other debtors.
It's quite heartbreaking to speak to the individuals who, in a very short space of time, they have lost everything. On the flip side to that, when we recover monies for other businesses, some of them are owed hundreds of thousands of pounds. They employ quite a number of staff. Now, if we're not recovering the money that they are owed for them, that could have a serious impact. So every penny that we can get back for them is important. The question is obviously, how's that going to be resolved? Because obviously I've been sent here to collect that today.
Well, effectively, when the rent arrives, they were going to get a donation, and then it was all being worked down, and then the freehold was being sold to cover all the debts, which were over £100,000.
So the pub, you're renting the pub to someone else? Is that what's happening at the moment?
Yeah, I managed to re-let it to somebody else. They took over.
Okay.
They were starting to pay rent at Christmas.
Right.
And we were going to do that. New Year's Eve, he has a heart attack and dies.
Some of the stories as well that you hear about why money's owed and what's happened to people can be quite alarming. Okay, who was that? Who took...
My new tenant, and he was due to pay me rent on the 1st of January. When it's let, it's worth enough to cover the debts.
Is there anyone, are you able to pay that?
No.
Okay, is there anyone who would help you in this instance?
No.
Nobody at all? There's no one that you could call?
If the ex-landlord is unable to settle the debt, the High Court writ authorises Alex to seize goods at the address.
Been going through hell for about 2 years. Everybody that could be borrowed from has been borrowed from. You know, this has been a situation which has been an ongoing nightmare. We've had a pub from COVID till now, and have been going down, to the level of £100,000. Every favour has been to continue to read me.
I might need you to actually make some calls to people, because the problem that you've got is that they'll seize your car, they can seize everything in the house, and I would prefer you to see if you can try and raise the amount that's owed rather than that happens, because that's going to cause...
There's no way I can raise what's owed. A contribution towards it until I can have some time to raise it, maybe.
I don't have any objection to that. That's absolutely fine, okay? You've been very cooperative. I don't have an objection to doing that, okay? But I do need you to make that effort to see how much you can raise today. When a person is genuinely in trouble, when they genuinely can't afford something, part of our job is to try and assist them in getting this case resolved. Yeah.
I'm having a bad one here. I've got enforcement officers in my flat. They have got the right to seize goods.
After a phone call to his business partner, the landlord has been able to raise £500 to put towards the debt owed.
We can do a £500 payment today. Now, what we'll do is, as the agreements at this present moment in time, is we'll speak in a week's time about a way forward. If there's any problems, or you are struggling, or you're not going to get the money, please just call me and don't try and hide from it, because I can help you, but only if you communicate with me. And there'll be no need to anyone rushing around, seizing anything, doing nothing like that, as long as we stay in contact. All right, thank you, cheers, bye-bye. We do see a massive increase in these type of cases after COVID. People who are in the hospitality trade, they lost loads and loads of money during that period, and they've not been able to catch up. It ends up in the pubs being closed down. To have 100 grand's worth of kind of personal liability debt is probably quite stressful for them. In instances like this, you've got to give them the opportunity to pay it, rather than stamping our feet, threatening to do stuff, because I could see in his face that he's desperate, and he just needs that little bit of assistance to try and clear these matters. I mean, he's now down to about £1,700. So I'm hoping in the next couple of months we'll get that cleared, and the case will be resolved.
Lewis's next order is to enforce a writ at a social club for over £4,000, which is owed to a business telecoms provider.
Nope, not there. Try the other one.
But enforcing a writ at a business that's only open at night is not an easy task.
You've got to be very determined. If you took things on face value, you wouldn't ever get any job paid. Just trying to see if it's operational. Yeah, it looks like it's in operation. It's important to try and gain access and making sure that you have exhausted all options there.
Lewis won't leave until he's checked the entire perimeter of the property and hidden down an alleyway, a possible lead.
I'm not sure if this is the main club or the flat on top, but I'd imagine the person would be something to do with it. Is everything all right there, chap? Look, I'm actually after the owner of the social club. Is that you, bud?
Well, I'm the steward of the social club.
Yeah, like the same thing. So I'm actually here on behalf of the High Court, but it's in regards to an unpaid debt. I believe you've paid a chunk of it off.
Right.
But it hasn't been kept up with.
Right.
So I'm actually here with a writ for the amount of £4,343.
Really?
Yes.
This has gone back by, I can gather, a long time ago. As far as we were aware, it was all cancelled, all sorted, and this, that, and t'other. So,
from what I'm actually aware of, when you obviously enter into a contract, if you leave whilst you're in that contract, you have to pay off the rest. If I just show you this, that's what was outstanding, and it's that now. So that actually makes me think that you have paid a chunk.
So where do we go from here now?
Right, so I'm actually here with a writ. We could drill the locks to take goods if it isn't paid, I'm afraid.
Around 9% of commercial spaces in London remain vacant since the height of the pandemic, resulting in a wave of antisocial behaviour from people living in properties without permission. It's illegal and dangerous for building owners to try and remove unwelcome guests themselves, but they can rely on a High Court writ and enforcement agents to do it for them. Specialist eviction agent Scott has another eviction order.
This morning we're going to evict a squat for a local London borough. I know what building it is. It's an old medical centre, unfortunately, until we get in. Don't know how many squatters are inside. There may be 1, 2 or 20.
With no real information about who's in the building or how they will gain entry, Scott has called in some backup.
Right lads, I don't know how many people's inside till we get in there. Obviously we won't know, but same as always, sticking twos, no running around, no gung-ho, just look after ourselves and each other. Anybody is going to have to be removed. We've all got body cameras, but we speak to myself first and we'll do it as a team. So no hands on unless we have to defend ourselves.
The greatest risk for Scott and the team is not knowing who's actually inside the building. They can handle the more organised squatters, but other people taking over a building can be less predictable and potentially volatile.
I've got a team of guys. I've also got a locksmith guy who's trained in getting method of entry. If the squat's barricaded, he's qualified to get me through the door.
City of London police are also on the scene to assist with the operation.
What's that?
You've got 2 exits. You've got one this side and then there's another one.
Where was they coming and going from?
Out the other one.
Okay, let's go and have a little look at the other one then. I take it they're the squatters though, aren't they? In that other building?
Possibly. We've not actually seen these ones face to face.
There's lights on up there in there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Right. So it has got power. We ain't climbing through windows. I like to start evictions early, the main reason being you'll catch everybody in the squat. If everybody's there, then they haven't got a reason to go back to recover their goods later on in the day. They're not coming through there, Bill. Is that, it goes right up there too?
I believe so. It goes all the way round.
Yeah. We'll go up, we'll see if we can get in there first. At the moment we're trying to gain entry, trying to find the easiest way to gain entry. So they may be coming or leaving from that door, but gaining entry from that door is going to be quite difficult.
Scott and the team have no option now but to use power tools to legally force entry.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah. They're not coming through there, Bill.
No, they're coming out there, but not coming into there.
So just go through the main front door, yeah?
They're through the outer perimeter, but whoever's inside has secured all the doors around the building.
So we'll go through the main front door. Unless we really have to, but it'll be ripping the door off, which we don't really want to do that if we can help it.
We'll just cut the chain.
Yeah, we just cut it. Rather than messing around, putting it all day. That's a quicker key. Just use that hoodie bar. Yeah. Look. Phil, it's just that one. Can you not grind that? I'll push it up. There you go.
Coming up, Lewis hands the social club an ultimatum.
I have to attend to either take the cash or we would take goods.
Scott and his team find out who's living in the squat.
They'll be upstairs where the lights were.
Special Enforcement Agent Scott has gained access to an old medical facility to evict squatters who are refusing to leave. But they have no idea who's inside.
Just let's clear it all nice and slowly.
And what they've been using the building for.
If anybody's here, they'll be upstairs where the lights were.
Just be careful, there might be needles.
Okay, yeah.
There is needles.
It looks like whoever is in the building might be using drugs.
We'll check everywhere to make sure there isn't anybody here, but... Yeah, there's so bad out there. But there's got to be another little bit just around there that we haven't found yet. Once we think that everybody's left, then I will have my team sweep the entire building from the very top all the way down into the basement to make sure that there isn't anybody hiding. Is this all clear through here? Yeah. You haven't done that, no? Have you been down here? No, okay, yeah. You all clear?
Yeah.
They're not in here any longer, I don't think. Oh, they've done quite a lot of damage. They know there's an order for possession. They know that it wouldn't take long for us to come. So rather than have to like literally remove all their stuff quickly when we arrive, if they've got another squat just around the corner, they would go before we come. If we attend and the squatters have already left, it's a relief. Everybody's going to get hurt and it's going to be a nice quick job. I wonder why they just have to smash it up so badly though. So the building's been trashed. They've stripped all the cables and any metal what they can find to sell to make some money. The needles in there in one of the rooms, so there were drug abusers in there. Just to complete another tip, this is going to cost thousands upon thousands to make new again. Then that's our job done. We come out, I get vacant possession signed from the landlord, which means now the writ has been completely finished.
Scott and the team came prepared for trouble, but thankfully the building was empty. The medical facility can now be returned to the community.
I can't imagine the next one's going to be this easy.
Back in the northeast,
Could you call the person who's in charge of all that? We can try and have a chat.
Lewis is trying to enforce a writ against a social club.
So the guy upstairs looks after the bar, but the guy that handles all of the bills and things, that's the guy I need to have a chat to.
The business had paid off some of the debt, but they still owe more than £4,000. If the man at the door can't get hold of who deals with the social club's finances, Lewis can use his legal powers to recover the money.
With this type of writ, as it's a commercial property, we can actually force entry to take goods if we need to, but I am hoping that it doesn't go that far. Yeah, mate, all right, tell you, bud. So I'm actually here on behalf of the High Court. It is in regards to a debt owed. There's a live High Court writ for the amount of £4,343.99, but is there any way you can pay it on a card, mate?
The man claims that the social club has no access to a bank card and allegedly can't pay by bank transfer and only pays for goods by cheque or cash.
Right, okay. So how was the last chunk paid, bud?
The man tells Lewis the social club paid by cheque and that he thought he had set up a direct debit.
Right, okay, I see. Well, I can't obviously account for that, bud. I'm not obviously aware of any of that. I'm only told to either, obviously, like I have to attend to either take the cash or we would take goods. Like I can take cash. As times have moved on, most payments are now made by card or they are paid via bank transfer, but we do get the occasional cash payments which we don't turn down.
We haven't got that sort of money on the premises. I've got about £2,000.
And when could you get hold of the rest, bud?
Probably next week.
Next week, okay. Or if you want to pay us 2k cash now, and then if you want to write us a cheque for the 2,343.
The man agrees to pay the rest via cheque.
So it's part cash, part cheque. We try to get as much cash back as we can to the person it is owed to. Once we attend, High Court enforcement is the end of the conversation, and we are the full stop.
Sure, obviously we'll need a receipt.
Of course you would, buddy, yes. Yes, of course you would.
Thanks to Lewis's determination, he has managed to recover all of the money for the claimant.
They've paid £2,000 cash and written a cheque for £2,343. That's a real good result for our clients. We get to leave, and I think everyone leaves this situation happy.
Next time, chasing a debt of more than £4,000, Mark takes a call.
I am solicitor dealing this lease matter.
From a lawyer who doesn't know as much as him.
That is totally rubbish what you are talking.
It's not rubbish, it's the law, sir.
Lewis has his hands full.
I'm not the way I'm
and his patience tested.
I told me that my dogs are going to go for it.
By a man who seems keen on escalation.
It's 24 kids won't work for me now. We'll see what happens.
An enforcement agent, Vlad, is pursuing.
There we are. It's a fireworks shop.
A potentially explosive debt.
I'm here to recover £1,261.11.